كل نفس ذائقة الموت وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة فمن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع
الحمد لله
الغرور.
نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله، والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد، قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتاب القرآن: كل نفس ذائقة الموت. واليوم سنتكلم في كتاب الجنازة، ومن حضر الموت من المسلمين ندب لأهله أن يلقنوه الشهادة. Today we will talk about, inshallah, from the book of Janazah. When death reaches a person, somebody from his family appointed prompts him to say the shahada. This is related to the etiquettes of the person who's about to die, that someone from his family, they appoint somebody to encourage him to say the shahada. This is something very important related to the etiquettes of the person who's about to pass away. And Abi Sa'id Khudri radiyallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam: lakinu mautakum la ilaha illallah. So it said by the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in a hadith narrated by Abu Sa'id Khudri radiyallahu anhu that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam say, prompt your dead to say la ilaha illallah. وعن معاذ بن جبل رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من كان آخر كلامه لا إله إلا الله دخل الجنة. And is also narrated by Mu'adh bin Jabal that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, whoever his last words is La ilaha illallah will enter to the Jannah. And both of these two hadiths are sahih. Today we mention what is the correct etiquette in prompting the person who's about to die the shahada, or to say the shahada La ilaha illallah. As is mentioned in the beginning, وَمَنْ حَضَرَهُ الْمَوْتُ, the one who's about to meet death, someone should be appointed from his family or from his friends to what? Encourage him to say the shahada. And the correct way is to say it or to do this. Some people don't understand. Some people understand that when this person is about to die or death is about to reach the person, that one should say, hey, you, say the shahada, say la ilaha illallah. But with the correct way to encourage him is that you should say in front of him that you say La ilaha illallah to the Muslim. You should say La ilaha illallah, and you should keep on saying it until the person, he gets the point and he see it, the one who's about to die, and he starts saying La ilaha illallah, and he's repeating it after you, that he's saying La ilaha illallah, that he's reminding him and is encouraging him to say La ilaha illallah. If he's trying to say it and he's struggling, then you can assist him. But the correct etiquette is that you don't say, hey, say the shahada, say the shahada. What you should say the shahada to encourage him to say the same thing. And if he is struggling and he's stuck on the words, then you should do the same thing. you should encourage him more or help him assist him to pronounce if he has problem pronouncing. Sometimes when death reaches a person, and the person can be an alim, a sheikh, a strong student of knowledge, a very righteous person, and sometimes when death comes to them due to due to the illness or the soul leaving the body, sometimes they're having struggling trying to say these things. So this is why you're encouraging in the beginning, you're encouraging to say the shahada due to the reality of death reaching that person. Either he is very ill or about to die and he's not paying attention, so you should prompt him to say it. And if he's struggling, he's saying it, but he's struggling to say it, then you will assist him with pronouncing the words if he's struggling. As even I said before, sometimes even a scholar or sheikh, when death reaches him, he is struggling, he needs some assistance and help. So imagine about the average Muslim. So when the person dies, the person passed away, what should you do after that? And inshallah, we'll leave that for the next video. But what to do after the person passed away? What should you do with the deceased body or the deceased right after he passes away? I'm not talking about the ghusl or the coffin or the dafn, or I'm not talking about the washing of the deceased body or putting the burial garbs on, or about putting it in the grave. But I'm talking, what should you do right after he dies? What do you do to the deceased person after he or she dies? And we talk about that in the next video, but I will give you two things that you must do after the deceased person dies. And the first thing is that for the one who dies and his eyes are open, that you gently close their eyes. And the second thing is that you make dua for that particular individual. And inshallah, in the next video, I will give you a little bit more proofs by Allah's permission on why you close the eyes and why you make dua and what dua do you say for the deceased person. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik wa shala wa ant wa astaghfirullah wa tubu ilayk.